everybody, this is Shuchita. Today we'll start with our first episode of the series French Tales. And with us today we have Mr. Sylvain Gambini, a professional musician who has been practicing Buddhism for the past 20 years in France. He has also adopted vegetarianism as a way of life and follows the principles of Buddhism with the core of his heart. Today we'll interact with him and know what spiked his interest in Buddhism and what led him to be such a great follower of the sect, which is very rarely found in France. He was the first Buddhist I met in France, and I have also been inspired by him. So let's talk about him and come to know his journey. So, hi Sylvain.
Hello.
So, would you like to tell us that how did you come in touch with Buddhism when you were younger?
Well, actually, as I told you, when I was really young, and when I was hearing somebody talking about Buddhism, or when I could hear Buddhism as a subject, I always thought that I was going to get interested in Buddhism later. But I was convinced it was something for later. I was not ready for it.
Okay.
I didn't know what it talked about.
Okay.
Except maybe that it's something that represents respect and peace, all this kind of stuff that we all quite know.
Yeah.
And then when I was like 30 years old, I started to read books about Buddhism. You probably know that there are quite different kinds of Buddhism, like Theravada Buddhism, like Hinayana, like all these kind of Buddhism.
Yes.
So the first books I read about Buddhism didn't interest me at all. I thought, yeah, right, I've read this before, I've seen this before, right, not so interesting. And one day I had this book from Valpola Rahula, that is a monk from Sri Lanka. This book was written in 1961, so it's quite old, but it's a reference. And this is a monk that practices the Theravada Buddhism, the old Buddhism that the Buddha used to practice.
Okay, like the original kind.
Absolutely, the original Buddhism. Theravada actually kind of means Buddhism of the ancients.
Okay.
And when I read this book, first, I learned that I was a Buddhist because I was following the 5 principles that a laik Buddhist, I mean a Buddhist that is not a monk, a Buddhist in the real life, follows. You want me to tell the principles quickly? It's like not taking life, not hurting, not taking things from people, not stealing, like not lying, not drinking alcohol, taking drugs, and finally about your wife being honest and not going, what's the term?
Fidelity.
Fidelity, absolutely. Yeah. So I was following all these precepts unconsciously. I didn't know it was something that has to see with Buddhism. And reading this book, I felt like I could have read every word. Well, not really, because it took me far away. And I learned things I didn't know, but I thought, all right, this is home. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know this. This talks to me. This is exactly the way I can see life.
Right. So, is that were you a vegetarian before you came to know that you were a Buddhist, or afterwards?
Yes, I was a vegetarian before because before getting interested in Buddhism, I just couldn't kill any animal.
Okay.
Like even a mosquito that is on your arm, I can't kill it. It's just like this.
Yes, you told me.
It's just like this. It's not intellectual kind of stuff. It's just I feel it. If last time I killed it, I thought about it for 3 days, just telling to myself, why did I do this? He didn't deserve to die, and he's not going to kill me. So there was no reason for this. And one day, a friend of mine just killed his sheep because he wanted to eat it, and I told him, how could you do such a thing? And he told me, well, you eat sheep. I said, yes. He said, well, if you eat it, you should be able to kill it. And this meant a lot to me, and I could understand that he was right. I mean, it's quite hypocrisy.
Yes,
to say I eat, but I don't want it to hurt it. But if you eat, when you pay the meat, you pay the guy that kills it.
Yes, exactly.
You know, so it's, to be honest, and it made sense. I thought, yes, that's true. So I became a vegetarian, and I like it. I appreciate it.
Right. You also once told me that you are not, what do you call it? You don't try to dominate vegetarianism on other people around you.
Absolutely not. Yes.
Because that is something that many vegetarians try to do.
Oh yes,
calling themselves superior.
Yeah. It's funny because I can see many vegetarians quite angry, and they feel anger towards the people that eat meat. I mean, I have nothing against people eating meat. Everybody is made his own way, and I mean, if you see the nature, eating meat is quite normal. I mean, this is an equilibrium.
Right.
So it's just, I feel like I don't want to eat meat, and I feel very well with this. But I will never try to convince someone not to eat meat, because he does what he wants to do. And I mean, killing an animal to eat it is quite normal. So I have no problem with this.
Right.
I just don't want to do it.
Okay, so like with the principles of Buddhism, do you try to tell your kids about it also?
Well, even the simple things like eat properly, they don't do it. So I don't tell them anything quite complicated. I think maybe they can see the way I behave and what I do. For example, I have engagements with La Croix-Rouge, which is an association that does things to help people.
Yes.
And this week I'll be, for 3 days, I'll be working as a bénévole.
Volunteer. Yeah.
Volunteer.
Yes.
To drive some people's refugees. I'm driving some refugees Thursday, for example, in Rouen, to take them to have some papers. And tomorrow I'll be going in EHPAD, a place where you put old peoples. So to help the visitors and to organize this. And I'll be giving my blood Wednesday. In Bayeux, there is a blood collect. So my kids see what I'm doing, and I think this is much better
than telling them what to do.
Telling them, absolutely.
Be an example.
Yeah, in France there is a sentence we used to say is fais pas ce que je dis, fais ce que je fais. Don't do what I tell, do what I'm doing.
Right. That's wonderful. I mean, that's like the basic principle of parenting that should be, because don't do this, but if you practice it, then it will not have an impact.
They're intelligent. They see if you are coherent or not, and if you don't behave in a logical way, they will notice it. And they say, this guy is wrong. There's something wrong with it. It's not logic.
Right. Okay, and then one more question. Let's also talk about your journey in music and how, while touring to so many different places, how easy or difficult was it for you to, be a vegetarian and also be like a Buddhist? So did it clash with some of your maybe bandmates or the people you were touring?
No, because being a Buddhist is quite simple. Just behave normally. It's just the way you see life. And of course, I think a real Buddhist has not hate and anger and is really tolerant. So this helps. I mean, I'm really thankful about the fact that I can do what I like to do, music. I love it. It's my passion, and I get money from it. So I'm so thankful about this. So I have this attitude. I'm really happy, and I like to go playing, and I feel really, really light, and I like everything in my job. And meeting people is something I like, and listening to people in pubs or places, bars. I like to listen to people's problem. I've always liked it. I'm interested in it. It's funny. So it's not a problem. Being vegetarian can be a problem, especially in France, because they don't really know what it is, and most of the time they forget to give you some proteins. So you will have a simple, and they think that a vegetarian doesn't eat much. I don't know why, but this is something they think. So most of the time when I say I'm vegetarian, I have like a little plate with a little bit of salad and a little bit of bread, and that's it. And what I'm gonna do with this, I'm on a stage for 3 hours. I will be carrying very loud amplifier and the PA for an hour, and I will go to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. I can't make it with a little plate of salad. It's
Yes.
impossible. So, well, now maybe I don't say I'm vegetarian no more. I just take the meat off
Okay.
and have all the rest.
All the other things, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's all right.
exactly. That's, of course. I mean, you have to feed yourself also.
Yeah, yeah. I give the
Otherwise
meat
it's-
to my friend, and sometimes they give me some vegetables or some
that's
cheese,
right.
and say, "Oh yeah, let's make an exchange."
Right. That's a good technique, so that at least you have the other things.
Absolutely, but being
Yes.
Buddhist, I mean, is so easy to me because it's just there's no. For example, a Buddhist is working a lot on the ego stuff. The theory of anatta tells you that ego just doesn't exist. It's a construction of your mind. And I quite believe in the more and more I believe in this. I can feel it every day. I can see it through evident things. And in the music, there's a big thing about ego, you know, it's like, I want to be the leader. I want to be the one that's got the most success. And when I was younger, it was this, you know, like fighting for the girls and for the success and everything. This is ego stuff. If you are reducing your ego and starting to see there's no ego, you don't fight for nothing. You are just thankful to be doing what you like to do. So it's really easy. We never argue and we never have problems with my bandmates because I let them decide quite most of the things and they do it well. I respect what they're doing.
So you don't like, I mean, is this like a change that you observed in yourself, or were you like that from the starting?
No, I was not like that when I started. I had a big ego when I was younger. I wanted, when I used to play in a heavy metal band and touring in England, and it was not Buddhism at all because it was like cigarettes, alcohols, drugs, you know, rock and roll stuff, party every day. So no. But it was really interesting because I could see what it was made of and the real texture of all this that is all fake actually.
Right.
It's all fake. It's not peaceful stuff. You always kind of try to fight. You're always kind of frustrated. You always try to be what you are not. And at the end, you are the loser when you behave like this. That's what I know today. So it was great to experiment.
Right. And it was like a very major lifestyle change for you, because once you told me you have not had alcohol for 25 years.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I was behaving stupidly, you know, like putting my life into danger. And, well, I'm really thankful too that I didn't die during this period because, believe me, I did really, really crazy things, like walking on roofs and driving cars really fast.
So that was like very risky.
Yeah, it was. And people with me were taking risks too. And so if I had we were talking yesterday about your life that could change in a second, you know.
Yes,
maybe at this time, if I had just a little accident or for a second, just I could have killed like 3 people or 4 people with me.
Right.
And I know I would be or an alcoholic today, or maybe dead or crazy, or, well, you can't live with this.
Yes, true.
Such a culpability. So I'm really thankful about it. I was a lucky guy. I was really lucky guy.
Yeah.
I know it.
So, apart from the book that you read, the first book that you read, what all more books have you read about Buddhism?
Oh, so many books, Theravada Buddhism books, but unfortunately this guy, Valpola Rahula, wrote only one book. Well, he did some articles in other magazines I could get, but many things from Theravada Buddhism, like Ajahn Sumedho or other guys, and Ajahn Chan, or many what they call the school of the forest.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of Buddhism. It's so simple, you know, like just live in the forest and being alone and try to see.
Like they eat from the trees that grow there, just like existing with nature.
Yes.
In harmony.
In harmony, absolutely.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of people in France who practice Buddhism?
No. Actually, when I was really interested in monasteries, I tried to find a Buddhist monastery. So you have some Buddhist monastery in France, but there are 0 Theravada Buddhist monastery.
Okay.
And I visited some in England that are really, really working well, and they really do follow the principles of Theravada Buddhism.
Right.
They get no money, they possess nothing, so can't be like abused, you know. And they are really peaceful, happy people. I mean, a Buddhist is quite happy.
Yes. Because you're content with yourself.
Yeah. They're not waiting for anything, and they just appreciate to they freed their mind. So it's just like they feel so. This is a good state of mind. And I've visited a few monasteries in France, and it's not what I was waiting of a Buddhist monastery. I mean, the monks would have alcohol, would party, would possess cars. Yeah, true. So I can't see how they can really.
Wow. So that's just like lip service for saying I'm a Buddhist.
It's really trendy Buddhism, you know.
Okay.
So like, hey, I'm a Buddhist. I know some people that say they're Buddhist because they have a big Buddha in their house and they think it's beautiful.
Okay.
But it's materialistic stuff, you know. I mean, being a Buddhist is behaving a certain way, and you can see these people are not Buddhist.
Right.
Even Valpola Rahula, he says in Sri Lanka and in India there are so few real Buddhists.
True.
Many people say they are, but they don't behave like they are. They kill mosquitoes, or they argue or fight for stupid things.
They do, yes.
This is not a Buddhist attitude. You must be peaceful, respectful, humility, not talking when you don't have to talk, and trying to help people, trying to be a good person. And
Right.
that makes you really happy, I think so.
And it's like there are some religions that believe in like penance or something, and where you have to torture your own self or fast for long days to please a higher god. I mean, but Buddhism is very, very simple as compared to them, because it's just like you be clean yourself and you are done.
Absolutely, you don't need a god actually. I mean, Buddhism, the Buddha didn't say a god was deciding for us, or
exactly.
we don't go to paradise or hell because we behave great or bad. It's just it's the karma law. You know this, I guess. So.
Yes, exactly, the karma law.
You don't need any god to be in the karma. The karma law is just working alone. Really.
Yes, true, absolutely. It was a major lifestyle change for you then.
Yes and no. I mean, I'm still the same person.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been an aggressive person or I was never interested in power or money or materialism. Never.
Okay, right. Even now, like you say that all these, you are grateful for the things that you have, but you don't feel like you possess them.
Oh no, absolutely not. I know I can lose everything. I can lose my wife. I can lose my house. I can lose everything in 1 second. I know it.
Yeah.
No possession. Ask Amelia.
Would you like to say something, Amelie?
No, she's just been sleeping, so I know she forgot how to talk.
I'm exhausted. I'm a mess.
I absolutely don't feel people possess people. I feel I just even don't possess me. I really feel it. So how could I possess someone else?
Someone else, yes. But does that? I mean, for a person who doesn't think as deeply, does it scare you that nothing in this world is yours?
Oh no, it would scare me that I possess things, because I know people really rich who possess things and they want more and they're really afraid to lose them.
Yes,
No.
yes.
At the contrary, I mean, I am really, I feel really in peace, and feeling that I possess nothing is great because I can't lose anything.
Mm. Yes, right. That's one way to look at it. If you don't have anything, you can't lose anything.
I know you don't possess things. Or maybe if you possess one thing, is your karma and the way you behave. This is what you do and what you say, you possess it. Yes, that's true.
Yes,
but
that stays, and that's like for the longer term.
Yeah,
that's not like just with this life. That's
Absolutely.
like it gets carried along.
Oh yeah, you can ruin your future.
Yes, true. I think that you would be getting cold.
It is.
So that was Mr. Silvo Gambini with us today in the first episode of French Tales. I hope you liked his experience of following Buddhism and how he discovered that he himself was a Buddhist even before he knew the principles. It was a nice interaction with him, and we were suddenly interrupted by his children, so he could not say a formal goodbye to all of you. But I hope you enjoyed this episode of Ground Tales. I hope you liked it and you will show your love to us by liking and subscribing and commenting on the podcast. Thank you so much. See you next time with a new episode of French Tales.